and Wisdom from West Africa, compiled by Richard F. Burton. The following are proverbs in the Wolof tongue. Forgive the mispronunciation. 1. When thou hast seest the palm tree has seen thee. 2. The child looks everywhere and often sees not, but the old man sitting on the ground sees everything. 3. The diver bird cannot catch fish behind its companion. 4. What the child says, he has learned at home. 5. The great calabash tree has had a seed for its mother. 6. If only the small measure goes to the shop, the millet will last long. 7. If the dog is not at home, he barks not. 8. The house roof fights with the rain, but he who is sheltered ignores it. 9. Know thyself better than he who speaks of thee. 10. If you practice your prentice hand upon the large jar, you will break it. 11. Not to know is bad, not to wish to know is worse. 12. Meat eats not meat. Note, meaning beggars do not devour one another. 13. But for the wide trousers, prayer would be a scandal. Note, meaning because prostration would be indecent. 14. He who has no mother sucks his grandmother. 15. If you know the beginning well, the end will not trouble you. 16. To love the king is not bad, but a king who loves you is better. 17. Whoso knows one will die with him. He, the known, will be his friend in this world. 18. Man should take as companion one older than himself. 19. A good action is better than a bad action. 20. A man who touches what you have shut up should not dwell with you. 21. What the convalescent refuses will give pleasure to the dead. 22. I believe the death because of the bones. 23. The born merchant goes not to the other world. 24. Before curing ophthalmia, the eyes must be seen. 26. If the door had daggers, no one would leave the room. 26. Before one replies, one must be present. 27. Without fingers, the hand would be a spoon. 28. Running about gives no scholars. Note, our rolling stone gathers no moss. 29. If I wanted to collect sand, I should begin where I am. 30. He who is scarcely convalescent can stifle a dead man. 31. He who always turns when sleeping does it no more in the other world. 32. Though the wolf be lame, he can contend with a goat. 33. The cup finds not out its master's death. Note, because it passes into another's hands. 34. If a man makes soup of his tears, do not ask him for broth. 35. She whom the partridge loves, as she whom he hates, would starve if they forgot to scratch the ground for food. 36. The frog enjoys itself in water, but not in hot water. 37. Many guests matter little to the ass of the inn. 38. thou knowest not what man's stomach can contain. 39. He who takes thy part at the dish to give it to thee, had better allow thee to take it. 40. He who makes not soup for himself will not make bouillon for sale. 41. I want no boiled meat if my head must be the trivet which supports the pot. 42. When you give a man boiled meat for breakfast, you do not pour it into his ears. 43. He who jumps upon the corn bundles falls with the ears, and if thou dost not eat them, thou wilt be the less charged with eating them. 44. A woman who has lost her rival has no sorrow. 45. A subjectless king is no king. 46. He who wishes to blow out his brains need not fear their being blown out by others. 47. Much soup is better than much broth. 48. Let man be bad if only his tongue be good. 49. The teeth may laugh, but the blood is above them. 50. Prevent him not who walks in the fire, for it would be a great compliment. 51. Toasted seeds jump, but they always fall towards their companions. 52. All men have not wives, and all women are not married. 53. He who runs away and escapes is clever. 54. To run the best does not give the highest rank. 55. Before healing others, heal thyself. 56. A road has no shadow. 57. If the big finger is greedy, the heel is more so. 58. A little is better than nothing. 59. I have forgotten thy name is better than I know thee not. 60. If the fly flies, the frog goes not supperless to bed. 61. He who separates men that are fighting should not strike them. 62. The hunter who pierces the tree has not shot well. 63. Horns grow not before the head. 64. To cleave water hurts the stomach. 65. The pigeon of the animal is there. 66. Deny but what thou seest believe. 67. If the bird drinks not at the stream, it knows its own watering place. 68. The bird can drink much, but the elephant drinks more. 69. The voice of the pigeon on the spit is not like the voice of the pigeon on the tree. 70. Lies, however numerous, will be caught by the truth when it rises up. 71. The partridge loves peas, but not those which go into the pot with it. 72. If the tree under which you pass throw bread to you, you will pass it again tomorrow. 73. To flatter one who separates us is good, but it is better to flatter one who strikes us. 74. There are people who place a basket on your head to see what you carry. 75. Teeth serve as a fence to the mouth. 76. The dog that has left the house has no master. 77. If the stomach ache were in the foot, one would go lame. 78. Though thou hast no mother wit, thou knowest that the father's wife is mother. 79. If the stars were loaves, many people would sleep out. 80. The sky is the king of sheds. 81. Night is the queen of shades. 82. Earth is the queen of beds. 83. The sun is the king of torches. 84. If you go to the sparrow's ball, take the ears of corn for them. 85. Before proceeding, one must reach. 86. He who cries to have himself dragged has no one to carry him. 87. All the flowers of a tree do not produce fruit. 88. He who knows swimming dies not in the water. 89. If he who buys milk is proud, he who sells it should be prouder. 90. To vaunt one's goods is good, but it is better to go where they are bought. 91. The voice of truth is easily known. 92. A shepherd strikes not his sheep. 93. If the elephant were to walk at midday, everybody would call him. 94. He will fight tomorrow, but if there is a dispute, it is today. 95. We go quickly where we are sent when we take interest in the journey. 96. Not to bud, not to eat, not to be cured, give no grain in one's field. 97. He who weeps from the morning knows what makes him weep. 98. Before losing the road, one must rise up. 99. Go is better than don't go. 100. He who tells you to give away your property deserves your thanks. 101. The song of the stomach is hard to hear. 102. If you fill your mouth with a razor, you will spit blood. 103. A razor cannot shave itself. 104. To resuscitate, it is easy to say Allah. 105. Time destroys all things. 106. Patience is good. 107. Knowledge is good. 108. One returns not what one hides after finding. 109. Power is good. 110. Thou shalt not contradict an elder's words. 111. To have plenty to eat is good for the big belly. 112. The child hates him who gives it all at once. 113. If they smite thee in a place, thou wilt go there no more. 114. Curiosity often leads men into bitterness. 115. If the hat drank the brain, nobody would wear it. 116. The split tree still grows. 117. To make a somersault will not remove a rupture. 118. If Allah gives reason to hate, He also gives reason to love. 119. Everything that has feathers flies, except the ostrich. 120. What lowers itself is is ready to fall. 121. The hind in the sea fears not the hunter. 122. If ears could stir boiled meat, no one would call the pig. 123. He who has no ears hears not. 124. If you have nothing to eat, you will not seek lodgings. 125. He who covers himself in cotton should not approach the fire. 126. The infant sucks only what it finds in its mother's breasts. 127. He who has no shirt shows his stomach. 128. He who has goods can sell them. 129. Before cooking, one must have provisions. 130. One laughs not without cause. 131. Before shooting, one must aim. 134. If you have a horse, mount it. 133. Although you have many provisions, you will see the end of them. 134. He who was born the first has the most of ragged clothes. Note, because the younger children in Africa get the best. 135. He who begins a conversation sees not the end. 136. I have not begotten all that call me sire. 137. He who wears too fine clothes shall go about in rags. 138. He who betrays one that betrays him not, Allah shall betray him. 139. If live coals fell in the bad weather, no one would go out. 140. He who says, "Scratch me," shall not be scratched where he wishes. 141. All that one cuts falls to the ground, except the melon. 142. No good without truth. 143. One must talk little and listen much. Note, like talk is silver, silence is gold. 144. What goes in at one ear goes out by the other. 145. The best words give no food. Each for himself and Allah for all. 147. Two eyes see better than one. 148. His eyes are larger than his mouth. 149. Everybody likes those like him. 150. One boat does not load another. 151. One cannot part two fighting bulls. 152. One should not press a full man to eat. 153. No one should say that which he knows not. 154. He who loves money must labor. 146. 155. He who writes rests himself. 156. If the plate were a man, the soup put into it would make him weep. 157. He who crosses the sea is wet. 158. Those that have long chins cannot kiss one another. 159. To go where there is no road is better than to remain without doing anything. 160. If the bull would throw thee, lie down. 161. I listen not to the cauldron which boils not. 162. I listen not to the finger that has no nail. 163. The thing which Allah has placed cannot be displaced by anyone. 164. He who can do nothing does nothing. 165. The more powerful one is in this world, the more servile one will be in the next. 166. The first who speaks of lawsuit is not always right. 167. He who loses his enemy weeps not for him. 168. If you love the children of others, you will love your own even better. 169. A severe malady does not always kill. 170. If you rise too early, the dew will wet you. 171. No one cuts the serpent's neck. 172. If you trample on the serpent, no one will say to you, "Don't." 173. If the child robs when they begin to walk, he will plunder a sheepfold when he grows older. 174. To place oneself before the sun does not prevent its continuing its path. 175. To cover the shade of sand does not prevent its flying. 176. Nothing can suffice a man except that which he has not. 177. He who amuses himself in elling the road has no stuff to measure. 178. The rivulet is not a king, yet he who would cross it removes his shoes. 179. A grain of millet is not worth a calf. 180. He to whom Allah gives has. 181. The bird flies, but always returns to earth. 182. He who hunts a dog home, then leaves it. 183. An elephant can do nothing to a tamarind tree, except it be to shake it. 184. The cauldron has no hair by reason of the fire. 185. He at whom Allah has discharged a shaft cannot avoid it. 186. When a mouse laughs at the cat, there is a hole. 187. If you weep on entering a house and also on leaving it, you will never know how many beams it has. 188. All soldiers are not kings. 189. The monkey's tail is long, and yet if you touch it, its owner feels the touch. 190. The shepherd can give sweet milk, but he cannot give a calf. 191. The sparrow loves millet, but he labors not. 192. Much millet is good, but it is better to find next year. 193. Shaving is better than plucking the hair. 194. Seeing excites to know it. 195. The air thinks nobody but the sudden death. 197. If you like honey, fear not the bees. 198. Before eating, open thy mouth. 199. Where are the cattle? There the wolf shall die. 200. You do not tell a corpse to go to bed. 201. He who puts aside his spoon to draw from the pot with his hand does not do so twice. 202. Those whose saliva is not equal should not chew flour together. 203. They who know the unwholesome well drink not from its water. 204. One may have much milk, but it is never too white. 205. If the hat which you try on fits not your head, do not make your neighbor try it. 206. It is better to walk than to grow angry with the road. 207. Shaking the head separates not the ears from the ass. 208. A somersault does not separate the head from the lice. 209. Rolling in the sand does not loosen the knot which Allah has tied. 210. Where the chin goes, the eyes carry it. 211. One walks on the serpent's tracks when it is no longer there. 212. He who rises early finds the way short. 213. He who lives upon the air has no milk. 214. If the partridge that scratches when flying should alight at the grange, it will throw the grain about on all sides. 215. If you meet with those who quarrel, you may take one side, but at least speak the truth. 216. The tree which is not taller than thou art cannot shade thee. 217. The eye is not loaded, but it knows all that the head carries. 218. If you remain not at home, if you enter not, if you appear not, you will find no work. 219. It is better to carry to market good merchandise than to be stingy of it. 220. The children of the same mother do not always agree. 221. Allah does not destroy the men whom one hates. 222. To him who is larger than thou art, say, I am a dwarf. Note, meaning call great only him who is more powerful than thyself. 223. To catch and hold nothing is more tender than butter. 224. He who tries to bite the iron is without corn ears to eat. 225. If you speak to him who speaks to you, a dispute will soon start up. 226. He who swaddles the wolf will be barked at by the dog.